So, it's the middle of the night, and I had a dream. I'm not going to go into detail about the dream. I'm just going to say enough to remind myself. There was a beautiful female, and after waiting in a hotel lobby for a long time in some small town that must have been by Lake Tahoe or on the way there or something, because it was something about Tahoe, and this female hard at me. She basically asked me if I have a girlfriend. And then she was like, "You couldn't say that on the phone." And then I was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And she was silent. And then I think I said three things. I want to say I said three things, but I don't remember two. And then I said, "Well, can I have your number so I can say it on the phone?" Oh, I did say the things, because the last thing I said was, "Okay, I'll shut up now." And she kind of laughed. And then she said something along the lines of, "You can have my number." And then I fucking woke up, after being pretty much harassed in my dream by a certain group of people who, in the dream, they made it known who they are. And I was kind of ignoring them in my dream, and then as I paid them attention, it became obvious who they are. At first they were just these certain ethnic group, but I'm not going to get into that. Well, the main reason of this video is to talk about how I have an oath and that would never happen in real life. In real life, I'm on a mission that doesn't end well for me, to put it lightly. No matter how this ends, it doesn't end well. My mission, my path is more extreme than gang members, and I'm not a terrorist, but one could compare it to being a terrorist because my political activism and the way it's going on. But the main reason I made this video is to bring up this. We shouldn't call it gang stalking. We should call it psychological warfare. And yesterday I had a ton of ideas, brilliant ideas, compared to this kind of writer's block I've had, this kind of creative block I've had. And I realized that the drugs they're giving me, they're not just messing up my grammar. Sometimes I can't find the right word. In one of my speeches the other day, I called these people trash bags, for instance. And it's not the first time I've been in that position where I can't find the right words. I'm surprised I do as well as I do with my freestyles, because I would do better, And then I came up with this idea for a shirt that was, a great idea. And so, I'm sure that if I wasn't drugged for a long time, I'd come up with such great ideas, such artistic, poetic material. These people are messing with the part of the brain that has to do with creativity, the right brain. And they're messing with the left brain, which is the part of the brain that has to do with organization. They're fucking up my brain. It's such a precious, beautiful brain. If I may say so myself, I'm such a great person. And what they've done is just so unforgivable. They've reduced my looks. They've messed with my brain. Permanent cognitive damage from psych meds and covert drugging. I'm still insightful, still perceptive. But I'm only a fraction of what I could have been. I could have been more than just the martial art champion of the world. Now, when I first put it in a song that I was God's gift, I referred to my morality, that, my perspective. I was such a, but now I truly appreciate, all cockiness aside, that I was a gift from God to humanity. Perhaps we all are. Life is precious. A child is a gift. I was a gift to my parents, and they wanted me to be some kind of geek who works hard, studies hard all day, doesn't play too much sports, doesn't play too much video games, doesn't live his life. And one day comes out to be a nerd who's a mathematician or something. They always used to say they want me to be a mathematician. Part of it is because I did Algebra 2 in kindergarten. And I remember my first grade teacher, Mrs. Sullivan, she used to say, "Oh, those blank boys," my last name. He said they can do, all this complicated math and all this stuff, but can they write neatly? Because I couldn't, my writing, my penmanship was sloppy. Damn white social norms, man. These people, they never appreciated genius. And if you don't think the way they want you to do, they persecute you and they do a psychological warfare. From now on, I will not call it gang stalking, government harassment, or government stalking. There's one phrase that sums it all up, and that's psychological warfare, people. And I'm talking like this because it's the middle of the night, and all this stuff hitting me. They hindered my creativity, my revelation, my physical prowess. They're scum. They are sickos. They are satanic. Because I did things in a way that God would have me do. They have launched psychological warfare against me for years and years. They have declared war on me. Don't you understand? Don't you understand what it means for everyone else? This is their protocol. This is their policy. This is their procedures. This is what they do. These horrible monsters. Reminds me of the part in Tears of the Sun when the female, this Igbo female, says to the soldier, she says, "This is what they do. They cut off the breasts of nursing mothers so they can't nourish or they can't feed their young." And when I thought of that, I didn't just think of the Muslims in Nigeria, the Nigerian government during the Civil War. I thought of the secret societies behind them. This is what the Satanists do. They attack everything that is precious and sacred and holy. This is what they fucking do. And they should be killed for it. The best advice I can give people in general, especially people who are targeted and selected for psychological operations and psychological warfare, mind war, is never forget what they are trying to do. And it is safer to assume anything that happens in your life that seems to help them do what they're trying to do is, originates or starts with them. Whether they're trying to do it through a gypsy or an atheist movement or your teacher at school, your family members, your girlfriend, New Age bullshit, your military instructor, your martial arts teacher, wherever it happens, however it happens, hallucinations, etc. Because even if you're somebody who has done drugs and is mentally ill, it doesn't mean they're not going to do it to you. Probably means that you're a great candidate for it. But never forget what they're trying to do, And if you think that these death pills that psychiatry give you can help you, that's your choice. I personally think that, a very small percent, 0.001% of mental patients benefit from pharmaceuticals, as we have them right now. Marijuana is probably the closest thing to a drug that actually helps you, but, whatever suits you. But never forget what they're trying to do as far as indoctrination, as far as influencing you and convincing you. Never forget what they're trying to do and what it means for you. So always expect them to do it. Always look for it. You have to be assertive. You have to be proactive. You have to be relentless. A lot of people will say your brain is working overtime. It's hyperactive. You have to be careful who you trust with what is going on. You pretty much can't trust anyone. They're going to try to refine the art of gaining the victim's trust, from people that you respect or people that you love or people you're attracted to. Don't let them do it. Always, always remember what they are trying to do and why. Watch this whole series through. Listen to everything that I say. I am the one person that you can trust for sure. And you know that by my information and how I will die before I ever become famous. I will have died for what I believe, and my only intentions were to do the will of God and to help humanity. I'm the only one you can trust when it comes to these satanic dogs. There might be other people who, are trustworthy, but you won't know whether you can trust them because they haven't gone way the fuck above and beyond the call of duty to prove themselves. Many will appear to have done so, but none will truly have done so the way I have. All praises to God, and good luck. Must have been by Lake Tahoe on the way there or something, because it was something about Tahoe. And this female hard at me. She basically asked me, so it's the middle of the night and I had a dream. I'm not going to go into detail about the dream. I'm just going to say enough to remind myself. It was a beautiful female, and after waiting in a hotel lobby for a long time in some small town, then she said something along the lines of, "You can have my number." And then I fucking woke up, after being pretty much harassed in my dream by a certain group of people who, in the dream, they made it known who they are. Things. I want to say I said 3 things, but I don't remember 2. And then I said, "Oh, can I have your number so I can say it on the phone?" Oh, I did say 3 things, because the last thing I said was, "Okay, I'll shut up now." And she kind of laughed. And if I have a girlfriend, and then she was like, "You couldn't say that on the phone." And then I was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And she was silent. And then I think I said 3